So it's Sunday morning. I get up early. I've watched Australia in the World Cup on Saturday morning, and they went down valiantly. And I'm watching the England-Italy game.
Yep.
And SBS start doing these crosses to this coffee shop in Leichhardt.
Yes.
Where there's all these pseudo-Italians posing up in the Azzurri uniforms, and third-generation Italians have probably never even been to Rome or Italy. And they're sitting there having their macchiatos and cheering on Italy. And I thought to myself, what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this scene? Surely, if you're an Australian and you've lived here and you're a second or third generational Australian, your first port of call to support is the Socceroos. Mm-hmm. Fine having Italy or Greece or France as your second country, but surely we should mandate it that you've got to barrack for the Socceroos. What's wrong with people who have to barrack for Italy as their favourite team? And we saw this last time, didn't we, when Italy beat us?
Absolute, unadulterated nonsense, because we are in a situation, and the reason this has come to the fore is there's a newspaper columnist, Andrew Bolt, very well known. He's become part of the political argument in the last couple of weeks. But Andrew Bolt, he's of Dutch background. He's often talked about this, and he's saying that he's torn because Australia's going to play the Netherlands.
He didn't say he's torn. He just says he's barracks for the Netherlands.
Well, there you go.
He's not even torn about it. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. He's Australian.
It's a free country. It's sport.
But it's not like you're barracking for some team with a marketing and a branding label. You're barracking for Australia. It's the World Cup. Get over it.
Yeah. Well, look, this is where we differ. And this is the great thing about our program, because I celebrate the rich culture that we have in this country that has so many different backgrounds. You, on the other hand,
just showing that halo a little bit more for you.
You would prefer, for instance, to have meat and three veg. That's your idea of food, for Australian food. We have no Italian restaurants. We have none of the rich cultural infusion we've had. A place like Norton Street, Leichhardt, where you have all the Italian restaurants. You have the Cafe Sport, which is iconic. You've got Bar Italia, which is iconic. But you don't want to have any of that. You just prefer to have, hamburger joints? But that's Americans. What would you have? What would the Australian food be?
I just find you can pigeonhole me.
Yeah.
Isn't there something distasteful about someone who has grown up here in Australia and calls Australia home, barracking for another country in the World Cup? Well, I'm sorry, it's just jars.
All right. Well, here's something for you. The head of state of this country and the person who's next in line to be the head of state of this country and the person who's two in line to be head of state of this country and his brother, they're all supporting another country in the World Cup. When Australia plays that country in rugby, which is probably where there's, that and cricket are where there's the fiercest contest. Certainly in cricket, they would support those people. Our head of state would support England. They'd also support England in rugby. They support England at the Olympics. Where do you put them in the category?
The royal family. I'm not going to have a discussion with you about the royal family
about
and the Republican movement here.
No, but what about someone who's English or someone who's Australian but came from England? They're now a citizen, but they support England, and they think, well, I'm with our head of state. Why are you supporting England? Have a look at the flag.
Just as traitorous as those people who support Greece or Turkey or Syria or Italy.
So what?
Just as traitorous.
Name and shame them?
That's not a bad idea, actually. Anyway, look, I've got to go because I've got a nice white bread sandwich at the. I just want to have for my breakfast.
Very good. Well, and we'll return transmission to this century now.